Gianni's got the stories from the coast to countryside. Jeannie's got the questions sharp as Sinatra's sway. Every Wednesday night we take you all the way. From the back streets of Tinseltown to the Trattoria's glow. Old Hollywood meets Mafia tales, and you're about to know it's the Hollywood Godfather, where the big band plays and the stories don't stop. With Gianni and Jeannie everywhere, they're taking you to the top. Keep it smooth and keep it classy. Feel that swing non-stop on the Hollywood Godfather.
Welcome, everybody. It's another Hollywood Godfather podcast. Thank God. Let's introduce the lady first, Jeannie Raymond. And
hello, everyone.
As I promised you, he's back for another show. Miles Stevenson. Thank you for giving us all this time and all your knowledge. I love listening to you. Again, egotistically, and maybe I should be not even saying this, you remind me of me because you're really a good-looking kid. I'm not, but you got a lot going on, and I'm so happy to share it. And you're more than generous to the young people and anybody out there. You want to learn about our business, they should listen to you and what you're doing.
Thank you, Johnny. You don't give yourself enough credit. But yeah, no, it was awesome to get invited onto the show because, like we told last episode, Gianni and I first became friends because I did a documentary and featured him. He was kind of like our star of the documentary, and it was the story of the relationship between the making of The Godfather and the New York Mafia. And who better to tell that than Gianni, because he was kind of in both worlds, and so he kind of brought them together. And it was just a fascinating conversation. Then we stayed in touch and became friends, and now I'm on the podcast. So this is awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
No, we're looking forward to you. And as I said, you have an invitation that anytime you want to come on to exploit whatever you're doing, Jeannie and I would love to have you, man.
Appreciate it.
That's right. Well, I went right on and followed you on Instagram. So I could see what you're up to and what you're doing. Tell us the name of that documentary so we can all go look for it.
So it's called The Real Godfather. And it's the story of Columbo. It's pretty much Columbo's fall, and then also how the making of The Godfather factored into it.
Yeah. I mean, that his second rally, for people who don't know Joe Colombo, the five families of New York were created by the guy, like everybody knows him. And he gave me a gift when I was 7 years old, and his name was Carlo Gambino. And I thought really he was my uncle, because anybody in our neighborhood, 21, we called him aunt and uncle. So it was for years, I didn't realize he's really not my uncle, but he is Carlo Gambino.
Right.
And I remember having a conversation with Sinatra one time. I said, I got a radio when I was 7 years old for my birthday from Carlo Gambino. And he stopped me. He said, who gave you a radio? I said, Carlo Gambino. He said, when you were 7? I said, yeah. So we went on and talked, and he was at the Copacabana that day. And I've been listening to him ever since I got that radio. And I told him, I said, up until I got the radio from him, I was listening to Enrico Caruso because he came from my grandmother's town. But now that I heard you, and you were from Hoboken with humble beginnings, your mother was a barmaid and your father was a charge shipyard, you inspired me. He said, well, that's great. He said, what's your name? I said, the Kid. He said, no, what's your name? I said, I can't tell you that. He said, why can't you tell me your name? I said, well, Frank Costello told me never to tell anybody my name. He said, wait a minute. At 7, you get a radio from that guy. I said, yeah. And he said, now you're telling me that Frank Costello told you not to tell anybody your name. I said, yeah. He said, maybe I should get to know you. You sound more important than I. And that's how we became
That
friends.
is
It was
great.
insane. But it's,
Is that when
yeah,
you got that radio? Is that when you were in the hospital because of your quarantine? Because I read about that in your book in
yeah,
Hollywood
yeah,
Godfather.
exactly. That's it. I used to listen to
And
it
you
on
said that was
the
like your only way to connect to the outside world because you were stuck, you were bedridden and you didn't have any, so you had to have that radio. That was your lifeline.
and quarantine. It was a good memory. See, that's why you're going to go for. You to remember that. But see, I was quarantined. I went to Bellevue in 1949. I was there for 6 years,
Wow.
and I got out because I killed a pedophile. And
Heard about
they put
that.
me in insane asylum for 72 hours, and they let me out entirely because they didn't want the state to know they hired a pedophile to take care of kids. So, see, all these, I always say, the opportunities that came to me, I couldn't have created them. I didn't hire the pedophile, but I killed him. They got me out of the hospital. Else I would have still been there. Maybe I died in there. But it's crazy, and to have someone like yourself and knowing what you've done and what you've accomplished already, and just your schooling. I mean, your family, and God bless them, that they recognize today. You know, without education, you go nowhere. I wiggled through it all. It could never happen anymore. You need that
Yeah.
diploma. You need the credentials, and you're doing it. At 26, my God, it's insane. I love it.
Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, I mean, that was a big emphasis that my family put on education because both my parents had humble origins, and my dad's from a small town of, a couple thousand people in Michigan, and his father was my grandfather was a firefighter, and they did not have the resources that now I've been lucky to grow up with. But what they always emphasized was education, and they told my dad to pursue that. And so my dad was lucky enough; he went to Harvard. He really,
Oh, wow.
yeah, he really picked himself up. And I think that's the reason why our family and my sister goes to Cornell, and she went to Cornell, I went to Columbia, and so our family has always emphasized education as a means of bettering yourself and getting better opportunities. And some people they don't have the chance to go to good school, and they have to just scrape and fight and find their way. And that's also admirable. But I think having that education definitely exposes you to a lot of cool people, and you get to learn, you know.
See, as I got exposed to Frank Costello when I was 12 years of age, and he thought I was his good luck charm because every day he used to touch me. And I didn't realize he was touching me. I found out later on because Sicilians believe you touch a cripple for luck. And after him touching me for 4 or 5 days is when Chin Gigante shot him in his lobby and in the head, and the bullet just grazed his head, and the bullet went out. When his wife got to the hospital, she said, "How the hell did you make this? How did you live through this?" And both of them at the same time, he says, "It's that kid. He's my good luck charm." And that's how I got so close to him
No way.
because him and Loretta never had a kid. And I became the son they never had because he thought I saved his life through luck. I mean, that's how crazy my life is. Unless I
So
wouldn't be having this. This is his apartment. When he died in 73, he left me 2,900 square feet in New York City.
so he became kind of like a father figure to you.
Oh, he was. Oh no, and he protected me. He protected me. And there was another reason I was going there because he told me, he said, "What do you want to do? You want to go to school? Whatever you want, I'll do for you." I said, "I don't know about school." Because, I had no education. I still, thank God now you have spell check and all that. But phonetically, I would just listen to sounds. But I wasn't ready to go to school. I asked him, and I share this with not too many people. He said to me, "If you could have anything you want for your birthday," I was becoming 18. He said, "What would you want?" I said, "Anything I want. I want $1 million." So now, a couple of weeks go by, my birthday comes. He gives me a shoebox for Keds sneakers. I said, well, thank you for the sneakers. And I put it on the side of me. He said, no, open it up. I'll open it later. He said, open it up for me, please. And we're at the Waldorf. We always met at the Waldorf in town. I opened it up. It was $1 million. And he got it from, but he made it easy for me. He said he got it from the mint. So it was in numerical order.
And that was what year?
I was 18. Hello.
It was worth even more back then.
Oh, yeah. Hello. It was like $1 billion then. That's why I never went to school. That was my reason for not going. I said, I don't want to go to school no more. Forget about it.
Yeah, I'm set. That's wild. So Miles, tell me, with what you've got going on, I mean, obviously you are meeting all sorts of people and influential people and find yourself talking to people you never thought you would. Who's somebody that's been a mentor to you?
That's a good question. I think recently I've worked with, I got the pleasure to interview and work with John Voight, and he has really kind of been a really great person to talk to and bounce ideas off of, and the stories he's offered me. And I grew up loving, a lot of his movies, Midnight Cowboy, Deliverance, all these iconic movies, especially from the 70s. And so to sit down and interview him and then to be able to kind of use him as a sounding board and get advice from him and talk to him, that has been really cool and really special. We did a documentary together on Robert Duvall's life. So when Duvall passed recently, I think this was just a couple months ago. Yeah. I reached out to a lot of Duvall's, living colleagues, and one of them who got back was John Voight, and we were able to talk about how they both started off in New York around the same time in the off-Broadway productions, and they both kind of learned from a lot of these legends, Lee Strasberg and those guys. And then they came up together, and they were only in one or two movies together, actually. One was called The Revolutionary in 1970, small movie, not a lot of people know about it, but that impact that Duvall had on Voight when in those off-Broadway days early on, I think really changed Voight's perspective of what it means to be an actor. And so it's been awesome to talk to him and learn from him.
Wow.
Those opportunities are unbelievable, man. John Voight, I mean, so respected in the industry.
Thank you.
And Duvall, I mean, Robert Duvall, forget about him.
Yeah. Yes, that was
3 months with Duvall on The Godfather.
Yeah, you know Duvall really well.
Yeah.
Well, so where can people see your stuff? Do you have them follow you on Instagram, or do you have a Instagram handle that follows your career and what you've got going on, or
I
how
would
do
say,
people know about you?
yeah, you could follow me on Instagram. I'll hold it up right now. This is my Instagram, and my handle is Miles V. Stephenson, Stephenson. And I kind of document a lot of my stuff there. You can see my last post here was a clip from the Robert Duvall doc and some of the interviews we had. And so yeah, there's Voight, and that was just really cool, a cool experience. And that's where people can kind of follow my latest stuff is on Instagram. I tend to, when I'm on a shoot or when I'm out on location, I usually drop a pin, update people, show them that. Here's me and John Voight.
That's great.
Oh, nice.
That was when I interviewed him in Beverly Hills like a month ago, but that was really cool. And then kind of another big project I'm working on that I haven't really talked about that much, and I'm kind of, I guess, announcing it here on Gianni's podcast is my novel. I'm writing a novel about the mafia, and and Gianni could help me with research a ton on this. And I hope to finish.
I want to.
I hope to finish it this year. And then I'm going to try to, maybe adapt it to a script. So we'll take one thing at a time. First, I got to finish the novel because I've been working on it for a long time. But it's kind of what, when I'm not out shooting a documentary or writing something, I'm working on the novel. It's the thing that kind of keeps me going, and it's my side project that I really care about.
That's great.
It's amazing. What do your parents think of what you're doing? I mean, because I'm sure, I mean, obviously, not all kids are doing what you're doing. You are a very special young man that has quite a career that I'm sure that if your parents aren't in the business, it has to seem a little wild that their son is now interviewing people like people from The Godfather, John Boyd. What are they thinking of all this?
They kind of had the same reaction as me, which is it's surreal. They're like, I can't believe, he's talking to these people. Neither of my parents work in the film and television industry, so and pretty much I don't really know anyone when I was growing up who did. So it was kind of just one of those things that always mystified me. And I saw the great movies and I wondered what it was like, but I didn't really understand until college that that was real business and an industry, and there's talent agencies and there's managers and there's this whole ecosystem around these people. I didn't understand any of that. I just thought, wow, these movies are amazing and these directors must be brilliant and these actors must be great, but I didn't understand the whole business side of it. And so that took a lot of education, and I didn't really necessarily have someone to tell me how it all works. I kind of just had to read books and look into it and talk to people like Gianni. And then slowly I got a picture of how this whole thing runs. But yeah, neither of my parents are from the industry, so their attitude is kind of just like, you're doing well so far, keep going, keep learning. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah, no. I mean, what you have done, what you've achieved already
Right.
is milestones.
It's incredible. All right, we got to take a quick break and do a commercial here, and then we got to get back to more of Miles V. Stevenson. Uh, Check him out on Instagram. I've been in awe of all of your posts, but let's do a quick commercial and we'll get right back to it.
Thank you.
Same commercial is going to be about the Hollywood Godfather. I mean, I keep talking Hollywood Godfather. This book, Mafia Secrets. And I have to thank, as I said earlier, James Patterson's book came out and he wrote and confirmed, this is his cover. A month after my book, he confirmed everything I said of 63 years of who killed Marilyn Monroe, how she was killed, who witnessed it. It's both those books. If you don't have them, get them. And my audio book will be out soon too. So if you want to hear me read it to you, wait on that. It's all on Amazon. Let's get back to Miles, my man, my
Thank
new
you.
nephew.
Yeah, but my familiar now. So Miles, what is your next project? You said you're going to write a novel. Are you working on any documentaries now? Or are you looking towards making any new documentaries?
Well, I have a few ideas. I'd really like to do one actually on a figure we talked about a little earlier, Charlton Heston.
Oh,
I think I haven't really seen a big doc that covered his whole life and his career. I think that would be such a fascinating story. Think of all the movies you could talk about.
But
Um,
the
right.
interesting thing, when you get into his lifestyle,
yeah,
it's only about movies. He's only
Oh,
about movies.
yeah.
You don't have that wild past. He's more of a recluse of what I got to know about him. He was intrigued with me. That's why he came in and he did a day. He came to Texas and
Any given Sunday, right?
yeah, and Jerry Jones was there, who owned the Dallas Cowboys. And Jerry Jones couldn't believe he because I kept calling him Moses.
Right.
Moses is coming.
That's how I think about him too, because I grew up. My dad would always put, Ten Commandments, Ben
Oh
Hur.
yeah, yeah.
Especially
And her.
for Easter, we would always watch Ten Commandments. That was like a little tradition. So
Oh yeah. No,
Oh,
us being Catholic also, that was like the big thing on Easter. We had to
yeah,
watch that.
exactly.
that's wild.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
novel, the
just
novel is
see
kind
that.
of the main, the main thing that I'm really trying to finish up this year and really work on. I'll just give you a couple things about that. It's about the Romanian mafia. So, I love mafia movies like we talked about, Godfather being probably the pinnacle of that, and also movies like Goodfellas. And there's been a lot of covering the Italian mafia, the Irish mafia, all these mafias, even the Russian mafia and the Jewish mafia, but not a lot has been covered on the Romanian mafia. And so I wanted to
Or
kind of
the Albanian. Watch where you're going there. I'll tell you
exactly.
right now.
And so I wanted to kind of go outside the box and find some new story that hadn't been told. And that's why I came to the Romanian mafia. So, as a lot of people know, Romania had a brutal communist dictatorship all during the Cold War. And they
That's
had,
why they created the mafia.
right, exactly. And they had this dictator named Nicolae Ceausescu. He was basically like Stalin, right? He
Yeah.
had he was extremely oppressive. He had a secret police that would hound people, spy on people. The country was extremely poor. And so what happened was this black market grew up to fill that because people couldn't get basic things. They couldn't get coffee, they couldn't get sugar, they couldn't get basic stuff that we needed to survive. And so all of a sudden, this black market was what people went to. And my novel is about one of those young men who comprises that black market and who he's kind of a good guy, but he gets dragged into this life of crime because he lives in this oppressive government and he has to start working his way through this black market and dealing with these really shady, violent people. And the novel's kind of a an exploration of that character and his life.
But it is a novel.
It's a novel. It's fictionalized, yes. But
Okay.
I
Don't use any of their real names.
Yeah, I want. You listen here, darling young man. Talk to Gianni. Don't step out of bounds. We want to keep you around.
Especially with Romania and
yeah.
Albania. Don't play with these guys. They're
Yeah.
serious. They are.
No, I'm not doing any real names. I'm very meticulous about my research. Like I could show you in my room, I have a stack of books this high that goes through it all because I want to do it for real. You know, I don't want to make it cartoon and silly and stereotyped of what Romanian gangsters would look like. I want to get the real stuff. And so research is a huge part for me.
So
But
let me kind of help you there, man,
yeah.
before you go too far. How are you getting the research? I'm going to give you a clue if you
Okay.
don't know it already.
So I talked to Romanians.
No. Go to the police department and get records of would-be mafia guys of Romania that have been locked up, and you'll get to the core of it faster than anything else.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I
Or
have
even the newspaper. Go to the newspapers who's been arrested. This way you're
yeah.
targeting the
Well, the
right
thing
people.
is my novel takes place in the 70s and the 80s. So a lot of these new gangsters who are in Romania, these aren't even the same guys. And so it's kind of I got to go back into the archives. It's a historical fiction story. And so the archives have been really helpful though because you can go back. There was this guy named Mihai Pasepa. He was one of the heads of the Romanian secret police. He was kind of like the Romanian version of the Gestapo. They would spy on people and arrest people and torture them. He wrote a tell-all book when he defected and moved to the United States under the Reagan's administration, and that book has been gold because you can be a fly on the wall in these meetings that you would never get to see otherwise. But he lays it bare in his book, so that was awesome.
I'll give you a little clue.
Uh-huh.
I have a son. I had him with Princess Poniatowska of Romania. Her grandmother's Princess Anna of Romania.
Whoa.
I know these people really well.
Gianni's got a lot of connections through a lot of offspring.
And my son now is an ambassador to the United Nations. He's
Really?
34 years old. Yep,
How
And-
old?
34.
And so
Gianni's got a couple of kids out there.
how
I
have
got
you
10
found
sons.
the Romanians to be, Gianni?
Well, you know what? I have a different respect because of my family in Sicily with all of them. They're one thing, they're very traditional.
Yep.
And my uncle right now, who I just saw, I'll tell you the story about this guy. He's 98 years old. He's 5'2". About 3 or 4 months ago, he said, I got to talk to you. I said, okay. He says, go to Teterboro Airport. This is the wing numbers. This is when it's coming in. So I thought I was going to go there, be on the plane. I took Julia, the girl I'm dating. I said, let's go there. We go and talk to him for a while. I get there. The plane is for me to take me to go talk to him in Sicily.
Jesus.
Gianni, your life is insane.
I couldn't believe
Were you
it.
scared to get on that plane?
Oh, no. My family's been connected for over 300 or 400 years. Look up the Russo name. They run Palermo for 300 or 400 years. That's not changing. No, but I mean, no, I mean, the real people are real people. But they're the ones that are really serious.
You mentioned in your book, Angelo was his name, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was your great uncle, or what was
that's
it?
it. Yeah, he's still alive.
Wow. Yeah, and that was the name that you told Frank Costello that kind of gave you a little street cred, right?
And then that's when he said, when did you see him last? And I said, I never saw him. and then that was that all of that. But no, it's see, that's why, even though I'm a movie actor and all that, then they go into the history of my family or the bloodline. They know there's certain, vulnerability that you can't change. And I still get it in Europe. I went for a liquor license in China about 5 or 6 years ago, and all these names came up. I said, I don't even know these people. He said, your uncles. And I said, well, what does that have to do with me? I can't be guilt by association. And they gave me the license.
Oh my word.
No,
See, that's why sometimes fiction is easier than documentaries, because documentaries you can get in trouble, right? Because it's real stuff. But a novel,
Right.
if I'm making it all up, you can get a little bit,
oh,
loose.
yeah, you have
Creative.
a bigger leeway. In fact, when you write it, if you want to use some names, I'll get you names they'll allow you to use.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Trouble.
That gives you credibility.
Now we got something to talk about off air.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm telling you, that's exactly, there's a perfect example of me saying, just during a conversation, when you're talking to Gianni, the things that come out of the woodwork is absolutely incredible. You know what I mean? Like this little exchange right here, the stuff that now Gianni knows and the things that may be helpful to you. It is what makes this podcast so fun for me, because you never know what's going to kick up a new memory with Gianni or someone he may know or a contact. It's incredible. And it's this show. I love it. I know the people that listen every week love it, but it is, I have always been such a fan of Gianni's show, and it's so fun for me to sit here and be as surprised as all of the guests and to hear these stories. So it's so fun. I'm so glad you came on here. It's fun knowing what you're doing. It is so incredible, and I love the stories. I love that, like Charlton Heston. I would love to watch that. I'm definitely going to go look up The Real Godfather and watch that last documentary you did, and all of your career. Because boy, I'm sure excited to meet you. It's been incredible.
Molly,
So
do us a
what?
favor. Get Jeannie all your certified how to weigh so we can post it with these shows.
Okay.
Right.
Obviously, not that you need any help with following, but I'm sure it's going to be, people are going to have more curiosity about what you're doing.
And also, we could send a clip from the documentary, a clip that Gianni was in, and we could maybe attach that to the post so you could show the podcast and then the clip. That would be cool, right?
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
Why don't we definitely do that? How
Yeah.
long is the clip?
It can be however long you want. I could send you a minute-long clip. That's one of your interviews.
No, let's do like a minute or two and
Right.
add to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Perfect.
that's awesome. We've got a producer, Mike. He's incredible about putting that stuff in, but we'll certainly be tagging each other in some Instagram posts, because I love watching what you're doing, and I love giving the people that listen to the show something that we can go and watch of your talent, because I'll tell you, obviously you're going to be someone to watch, because I've just a little bit of stalking you that I did on your Instagram. It looks like you're into some fun stuff and a smart cookie. I love that you are so talented and daring to just at 26 years old to just go, man, this is what I'm going to do with my life, and be just plowing your way through it. It's incredible.
Thank you, Jeannie. Very sweet of you to say.
Well, it's very impressive. And I'm really jealous to hear that you got to see I'm in Utah.
Mhm.
So I haven't got to be to Gianni's house yet. Haven't got to try Gianni's cooking, but one of these days I'm going to sneak out there and surprise him and Julia and show up for dinner.
You don't have to sneak out. Anytime you want to come, we'll do it. It's
That
getting
was
to
so
that
cool.
anyway.
That was so cool. And thank you, Johnny, for opening your doors to me and the crew and everything, because that was so special. Going through the albums, looking at all the photographs. I mean, that's like so cool.
No, the stuff that's in this house is insane.
Yeah.
I just thought of a funny story that just happened to me about a month ago, 2 months ago. A guy calls me on the phone, which my phone number is, it's out there, you could call. And he calls me and he says, I said, who is this? He says, James, you don't know who I am. I said, okay, what do you want? He said, I think you and I should talk. I said, why do you think that? He says, well, I'm the new guy. I said,
Oh boy.
what new guy? He said, well, I don't want to talk to you on the phone when I see you. I said, if you don't tell me who you are, you're never going to see me. And then he goes a little like heavy. I said, and he mentions a name that I know in Romania.
Oh wow.
I said, let me tell you something. For you to mention that guy's name to me, I want you to come to my house right now. He said, I thought you'd change your mind. I said, yeah, because when you come to the door, I'm going to blow your head off. He said, what? I said, I'm going to put a gun in your mouth and kill you as soon as you come to the door. You can't use his name. And I'm going to call him now and tell him I have your number, idiot. The kid didn't know what to do. He was throwing the guy's name around to get to talk to me. I mean, that's why it's so crazy out there. I just thought of that when we were talking about it.
Yeah. You told me that when it happened. I guess he didn't call back, huh? Didn't show up?
No, it didn't show up. Well, you would have read about it because I would have blew him away.
People
Johnny,
are crazy.
you have good security, Johnny, because I feel
That's
like
what I always say.
I
don't need no security.
I would be worried. But I mean, not that you can't handle yourself. You definitely can, as we can hear from some of these stories. But I mean, think of all the paths you've crossed. I mean, aren't you worried that one day someone's going to come for revenge or something?
I believe in God, and I've been shot, stabbed, kidnapped, run over. Even with the Pablo Escobar story, I never thought of coming out of there. But it's a strange thing. I got carry permits. You want to come near me even now? I wouldn't, because I can get you with. I have every electronics situation you want right now. Why not use it?
Well, Miles, I've said the same thing. I said, well, do you have like security everywhere you go? And he's like, for what? I'm like, I don't know. What about people? He does carry a big stick, Miles. Very big stick.
I think you saw them, Miles, those canes.
Yeah.
I've used them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like 7 for 7 with them already.
Like Teddy Roosevelt says, speak softly and carry a big stick.
There you go. And a heavy one, not just big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, heavy stick. Oh, that's wild.
So I can't thank you enough.
Yes.
I'm going to look for that clip now, and we're going to add it to the show. And like I said before, please, whenever you have something, we'll talk about it. Come on and exploit it. If I can help you in any way.
Appreciate it.
Or if you have a name you're doubtful for, let's run it through my mental Rolodex and we'll find out.
Yeah, those are Romanian mafia's got me a little scared. Please, you two, I want you two talking to each other. Both of you stay out of trouble, okay?
All right.
Miles, thank you so much. Everybody, stay tuned to this guy, man. Watch where he's going. I know it's the moon.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Jeannie. It's been super fun talking to you guys, and I hope to do more documentaries with Johnny in the future because he just has so many stories. You could follow him around for his whole life and get documentaries out of it.
But thank you.
You're exactly right there. There's a lot of things that Gianni could enlighten you on, and I'm so excited to watch you. And I'm going to go start looking for the docs you've already done. I wish you the very best, and please do get back with us and let us help promote anything you've got going. We'll certainly want to do that. And I've already followed you from our show and from Gianni's and the Hollywood Godfather. We're following you everywhere. So wishing you the very best. Can't wait to see what's next.
I really send me that clip. I want to attach what you did with me as an attachment to this.
I will do. I think that'd be great.
Show your professionalism also as an interviewer.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all. God bless you all. We'll see you back here next week. Good night.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.
Roll the lights, hit the scene. A legend walks in stride. Gianni's got the stories from the coast to countryside. Jeannie's got the questions, sharp as Sinatra's sway. Every Wednesday night we take you all the way, from the back streets of Tinseltown to the Trattoria